lesson in another 20 minutes time. So enjoy this pre-lesson game. I'll see you later. Right? So I'm going to end the game now and change another game. So you guys can play different type of game. So for this game, the third person is Banana, followed by Jesse and 45. All right. So let me now change the game format to another format. I saw about monster, right? So I shall open monster now. Okay, same thing, 10 minutes. Okay, I will host this monster now. I will try to receive our Alright, I will start monster. Alright, let's start. Right, enjoy your second pre-lesson game. We will start this lesson in 10 minutes time.
All right, last 5 minutes before we start to this lesson. All right, last 3 minutes before we start to this lesson. All right, last 1 minute before we start the lesson today. So please enjoy the last minute of this pre-lesson game before we start today's chapter on life cycle. All right, last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right. Congratulations to Mao, Jack, and Flex for winning the top 3. All right. Without further ado, let us start the lesson in proper. All right. A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to We Love Science version 2023. Today, we're going to look at life cycle of living things. So we are now at week 6 of the entire series. I understand that some of you may be going for the debate competition later. Hence, for this lesson, I will try my best to shorten it and simplify it so that you have plenty of time to prepare for your debate competition later. All right. So now, wow, we have now reached week 6. We are halfway through this primary lower block series. So we will look into 2 different types of life cycle today, whereas animals and plants. So what does life cycle actually means? Well, life cycle actually means the growth and development of animals, plants, or even fungi. All right. Different animals have different life cycles. Many animals look different in their baby stage than adult stage. So life cycle in theory is a cycle to show how a living thing grow from something to another thing. And this growth and development usually helps the living things to adapt to changes to allow the person or the living thing to live and survive in this world. For example, a baby. A baby can only crawl and need help by the parents to feed them. As the baby grow up, it becomes a child, and slowly adult. The baby become more and more independent as it grow. So life cycle is all about growth and development of animals, making them independent. There are different life cycles for the animal kingdoms. We have insects, frog, birds, and mammals. For insects, there are 2 types of stages. Number 1, there are 4-stage life cycle, which is the egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Whereas there's another set is 3-stage life cycle, egg, nymphs, and adult. For frogs, it's a 4-stage life cycle, egg followed by tadpole, then froglet, and frog. For birds and mammals, on the other hand, there is 3 stages. For birds, is eggs, become young, and adult. For mammals, it's baby, young, and adult. Let's look into different animals in proper. When we talk about insects, the first beautiful insects that we can think of is the butterfly. Butterfly have 4 different stages. We have the egg here. After it hatch, it becomes a larva, which is known as the caterpillar. After caterpillar eat the leaves for some times, it becomes a pupa. And after some times, the butterfly will emerge from the pupa shell and so becomes an adult butterfly. And after some time again, the butterfly lay eggs and the process will continue in a circle. Next one is mosquito. Mosquito, same thing as butterfly, have 4 stages: eggs, larva, pupa, and adults. So you can see the eggs here in the water, followed by larva, pupa, and adults. For humans, we actually tried to stop the spread of dengue by killing the mosquito at the larva stage. So you can see that many of the people start to use the chemical oil to spray on the stagnant water. This is to prevent the larva from breathing and kill it so that dengue can be stopped spreading. Next up, we have the ant. The ants also 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adults. You can see in the picture here, egg is here, larva, pupa, and adults. Based on all these past 3 examples, we realize one thing. The young looks different from the adults. You can see a butterfly, larva is like a hot dog. Then pupa is like different from larva, it's like a seashell. Then butterfly have wings. Same theory for the mosquito. Egg, larva, pupa, and adult are all in different style and different shape. Ants, similar as well. Egg, larva. The pupa has something similar to adult ant, but it's still somewhat different. So for insects, every stage of the life cycles is different from one another, except for the 3rd stage cycle. Meaning to say, for those insects gone through 4 stages like egg, larva, pupa, adult, they are somewhat mostly different. As you can see on this picture, egg of the ant is here, larva, pupa, and adult. They are somewhat different. But we have some insects like the grasshopper, whereby it's somewhat similar. Before we go into that, let's look at dragonfly. Dragonfly have 3 stages. We have the egg, we have the nymphs, and dragonfly. The shape of the nymph and adult is somewhat same, just that the adult dragonfly has wings. All right. Next up, we have the frog. Frog also gone through 4 different stages. We have the egg, tadpole, froglet, and frog. The frog life cycle is somewhat the same for the froglet and frog, but for tadpole it's different because tadpole have tails, don't have leg. Whereas a froglet, the leg begin to grow and subsequently becomes a frog. For the bird life cycles, we have 3 stages: the egg, the young, and adults. So you can see the egg here, and a baby hatch from the egg. Then it grow, become a young bird. Lastly,
young bird and 1 young bird, 2 young bird, 3 young bird, 4 young bird. Đây là young, đây là adult. Adult là lớn lên rồi đó.
Okay, so yeah, as mentioned, there's young birds and adult birds. All right, so the young bird and adult bird look somewhat the same. All right, let's carry on. Mammals, the bear. Look at the baby bear and a young bear plus the adult bear. They are all looks the same, just that the size is different. Like we have the baby bear, the young bear. The baby bear may look very small, then a young bear begin to grow bigger, and adult bear huge. All right, some people raise hand now. So let me just see what okay, how do I? Oh, okay. Let me just see whether can I unmute you. All right, hi, yes.
Teacher,
Yes.
I happen to know a species of mammals called monotrophs that instead of laying young, they lay eggs, but they are still mammals.
Yep, there's the platypus. The platypus actually lay eggs.
Yes.
Instead of
Echidna.
Yes, correct. So as mentioned earlier, thank you very much. As mentioned earlier, in the living in chapter 2 on animal kingdom, mammals some mammals lay eggs, some give birth alive. So for this life cycle thing, let us go through one by one. So we have the first mammal cycle. There's a baby, young and adult. And then we have a second life cycle is the platypus. The platypus lay eggs, young and adult. So all mammals go through 3 stages life cycle. All right. So we have a judge here. Hi, Victoria.
Yes, I thought bears can't climb trees.
Well, some bears, like the koala bear, actually climb tree. Depends on certain what type of bears. But in the picture is generic koala bear. So not to worry. Some bears climb tree. Some bears don't climb tree.
I mean, the
All right.
young one, the young bear in the screen.
Yeah, this bear. Well, let me go and find out more the materials and send you in Zalo about the different type of bears and which bear can climb tree. I will send you in Zalo later. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Victoria. Okay, let's carry on. So the purpose of this lesson is to share with you guys the different type of life cycles for all the animals and plants. Okay, so let's carry on. Now, after talking about animals, let's look at the life cycle of a flowering plants. All right. So the life cycle of the flowering plants shows the changes that happens to the plant over the course of its lifetime. The main stages of the life cycle of flowering plants are as follows: germination, growing, pollination, fertilization, and seed dispersal. Let's find out more. Germination is when the seed begins to grow into a young little plant here, followed by, once the seed has been germinated, the plants grow bigger and form flower, like this sunflower here. Then the next stage that occurs is the pollination, whereby pollination occurs when the pollen is transferred to the stigma by an insect often. Lastly, we have this fertilization and seed formation. After the pollen travel down from the stigma down to the ovary, the pollen join with an oval to form the seeds, and the seeds are being formed inside the ovary. Last but not least, once the seeds are fully formed, the plants need to disperse them. This means that the plant need to move or transport the seeds from the parent plant in some way. For example, through different types like wind or animals, so that these seeds can go to another new place to form a new life. So seeds can be dispersed by water, like this coconut here, wind, dropping, shaking, bursting, carrying, or eating. So now, this is the homework for everyone. Share with us your baby photo and a picture of yourself at age 3 and your current photo with us. And compare and share the difference among these 3 photos and share with us in the NCSM Facebook group. All right. With that, I have simplified a lesson for today. Let's go to the booklet for today's lesson. I'm trying my best to cut short the lesson for today so you guys have plenty of time to prepare for the competition for those going for the debates. So now I'm going for this booklet quiz for today's lesson. We will play 2 types of game. The first type is pirate. The second type is candy. All right.
Let me just mute this first. Okay, so let me copy the link and share in the meeting group chat. Okay, then I'll share in Zalo as well. Today's lesson is actually about sharing you guys the basic definition of the life cycle, as well as to share with you some example. I will be sharing the information in Zalo, as well as sharing the type of bears, which bear climb the tree, data in Zalo as well. So let me just share the link in Zalo first. I think my Zalo is stuck somewhere. So one moment, please. All right, it's logging in now. All right, I just shared the link in Zalo now. So people in Zalo can join the link as well. So let me just start the game now in 3, 2, 1. Okay, for today's lesson, all you need to know is the life cycle of animals and flowering plants. As mentioned earlier, insects have two sets of life cycle. The first stage is a 3-stage. There is an egg, nymph, and adult. The second set is a 4-stage life cycle, which is egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Next is the frog. The 4 stages: egg, tadpole, froglet, and frog. Then we talk about birds, eggs, young, and adult. For mammals, as mentioned earlier in chapter 2, week 2, there are 2 sets of life cycles. The first set is baby, young, and adult. The second set is egg, young, and adult. As mentioned earlier in previous lesson, some mammals lay eggs like the platypus. All right, so this is the cycles that you need to know while learning this chapter on life cycle. Next, we have this flowering plant, whereby there are a few stages of life cycle for flowering plant. We have the seeds, we have the young plant, followed by the adult. And through these stages, there are different type of processes like germination, then we have pollination, fertilization, and seeds dispersal. Right? So enjoy this first game. The next set I'm going to let you all play is D. We will end lesson after the candy so that people who are participating in a debate competition can go to prepare for your debate, which is happening at Vietnam 10 a.m. The next lesson, next week, we are going to look into the life cycle of the chicken. How the chicken hatch, how long does it need for the chicken to hatch from egg, and then how long does it take for the chicken to be ready to be consumed by human. After looking at the life cycle of chicken next week, we'll look into methods such as solid, liquid, and gas. So all this will be happening next week. In the meantime, do share with us your homework for today, whereby share a photo of your baby photo, the photo that when you are 3 years old, and your current photo, and compare. Let us know what is the difference. Once again, I have to apologize that for today's lesson, we are going to cut short because I want to give time for those who are participating in the debate competition in another 30 minutes or 1 hour that's happening on Vietnam 10 a.m. So for the second part of the life cycle, we will be looking at it next week on the life cycle of the chicken, as well as the next week lesson on solid liquid gas. In the meantime, enjoy your game. We will start the game for the second set in 5 minutes time. Do share with me whether you want to play Candy or other game for the second set. For those who just joined, let me just recap what we have gone through for the last 15 minutes. So for today's lesson, we dive a bit on the surface on life cycles, where we gone through the life cycle of animals and plants. We look into different type of life cycle for animals like insects, frogs, birds, and mammals. We look into the picture diagram of the insect life cycle, whereby insects have two sets of life cycles. The first set is a 4-stage life cycle, whereby it starts with the egg, then larva, pupa, and adult. Some example for the 4-stage life cycle is butterfly, ants. The next set of is basically 3-stage life cycles, whereby it is start from egg, then become nymphs, then adult. One example for this is this 3-stage is dragonfly and grasshopper. All right. After looking into insect, we look at the life cycle of a frog, whereby it's a 4 stages, such as start from the egg, then become tadpole, then become froglet, and lastly become adult frog. Next, we also look at the life cycle of a bird, which is 3 stages. We have egg, young bird, and adult birds. Lastly, we look at the mammals. Mammals have 2 stages. Mammals have 2 sets of life cycles. We know that some mammals actually lay eggs from the chapter 2. So the first set of life cycle is baby, young, and adult. The second set is egg, young, and adult. And I made a promise by one of students here. I will be sharing different type of bears and their life cycles, as well as which bears can climb tree in dialogue later. After we look into animals, we look into plants. So for those who join us, that's only, we look into plants as well, the life cycles of the plants, where it starts from the seeds, then become young plants and adult plants. And this life cycle of plants went through different processes, such as germination, then we have pollination, fertilization, and seed dispersal. All right, the homework for today is to share with us 3 different photos. The first photo is the baby photo of yourself. Second photo is the photo when you are 3 years old. And lastly, the photo of now. Then you share with us the difference between all 3 pictures. This is because life cycle is all about growth and development of a living things. So through this homework, you can compare yourself between when you are young until now. What's the growth? What's the difference? How you would have developed from the baby to your current self. All right. We left with less than 1 minute. before we end the game and proceed in the second step of the game. Last 25 seconds. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Congratulations to everyone. Sunny, Brain, and Mao for winning. Now we are going to play the set 2 of the game. So can you tell me what type of game you want to play now? Candy, crypto, fishing, tower defense, monster bro, cafe. Which one would you like to play? Factory, racing, classic. All right, let's try fish now. Okay, so again, we have 10 minutes for the second step. All right, so let's start. I will share the link in the group in this Zoom and as well as Zalo now. So do join in for the second set of the game for the next 10 minutes. Once again, as mentioned earlier, we'll carry on the life cycle second set next week, where we'll explore the life cycle of the chicken before we continue next week lesson on solid, liquid, gas. I will start the game now. All right, let's start to fish. Okay, I see my screen, so many animals. All right, enjoy your last 10 minutes of the game. Wow, this fish looks very All right, last 3 minutes before we end the lesson. I can see many animals or fishes flying around my screen. This is the first time I'm letting the students playing this game. All right, I shall end the quiz now. I think my all right. So congratulations to MK and this is Sunboy and Mike for for winning the top 3. Okay, so let me stop sharing screen now. All right, for those who are going for debate competition later in an hour time, all the best and wish you good luck. And for the rest of us, I will see you all next week where we'll carry on the life cycle lesson on the chicken as well as the lesson for next week for solid liquid gas. Do remember to submit your homework on Facebook, NCSM Facebook, about 3 photos for yourself, your baby photo when you are 3 years old, and your current photo, and share with us the difference of all 3 of them. That's it. I will see you next week. All the best for those who are participating in the debate later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
All right. All the best for those who are going for debate later. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. Take care.
See you next week.
Next week. All the best.
Bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. That's all we do. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All the best. Take care.
Giờ mới mẹ thấy giờ mẹ xong sao mà không có em bé